Well, at long last, we are getting a new doorbell. This will be our third. We've had the Ring doorbell, we've had the Eufy 2K wired doorbell, and now we're heading to the Wyze video doorbell. I did get this free with a Wyze lock, so it was a bundled purchase directly from Wyze. So let's take a look at it. You're going to see in a second how small this is, which is why I'm going to take my time with the unboxing. So it's extremely small, and you can see it comes with a chime right there. So it's the chime and the doorbell. And let's read a few things here. 1080p, so it's high definition. The view is 3:4. So the rationale here would be that you're able to see more of packages that may be laying down on the ground, where versus a 16.9, which would be wider. So we're going this way. It's IP65, so it's waterproof. It has night vision, so it does have color night vision, and we'll take a look at that when we have it all set up. There's two-way audio, which most the doorbells do have. 12-second clips, which are free, or you could use their cloud service. I'll decide what to do. Right now, I'm opting to keep the just a free 12-second service and person detection, and that is what I'd want. So let's go ahead and open it up and take a look. And we'll take this out here. I'll lay that right there. We'll take this and lay this here, and here, and here. That's the entire contents of the box. So we'll start with this, which is the chime. So we'll play with that once we get that set up so you can listen to it. In this box, we have a couple of things here. Let me get these out for you. Okay, that's the end of that box. So we have a couple things here, or several things. We have plastic anchors. We have a series of screws. There's 2 small screws, 4 larger screws. Four large, 4 small screws. Jumper cables. Now, I believe there's, we'll look at these as we install. There's going to be a cable to disable the existing door chime because it won't work with that. And there'll be extensions onto the wired doorbell outside. I'm not sure I need that, but you never know. We'll take a look. Next, this wedge I will most likely use, and the reason is, if you see the flat side here, I actually have a brick wall right here where the doorbell will be, so I'll want to angle it out that way. So I'll definitely want to angle it so it's facing out. And we have a quick start guide. It's very simple, and by the way, almost anything Wyze does is simple, and it just works. Tells you what's in the box, shows you where everything is. So I'm going to leave this out, and we'll talk about it for a second, or in a second. So let's open this up. This will be the doorbell. I'm going to show you my phone, which will give you a little bit of an idea of the size of this doorbell. So here's my phone here, and there's the doorbell. So it is really small compared to any doorbell I've had before. There you go. So here's the doorbell, and you can see there's a little cover over the lens. Here's where you push it. There's just a slight push here. We'll take a look at it because I know that'll light up. You can see where the holes are back there. And as always, the way it'll work is it'll go here, and it'll This will just slip right in like that. That's it. Here's the microphone right there. So you can see that there's a microphone. Of course, you can see the lens. This is called a fill light right here, and that will fill. The doorbell button I've already shown you. There is on the back a reset button, so if you pull this close to you here, right there is the reset button if you need it. And of course the terminal screws are right there, those two. So far it looks like all I need is a Phillips head screwdriver, and that's it. Now, here is my existing Wyze app. I'm going to lower the light a bit here. So here's my Wyze app, and you could see I have so many locks and plugs and switches, scale, wall plugs, color light bulbs, cameras. So you could see I have really switched just about everything to Wyze. I used to have 3 or 4 different kinds, but I've settled on Wyze because of their quality and their cost and their delivery of products and services. They have never let me down. So we're going to be adding the doorbell to this, and that'll be the next steps. Okay, the first step is I'm going to take off the Chime box there, and I'm going to bypass the existing doorbell. And this is the wire that came with the Wyze video doorbell that I'm going to use. So here I am inside the Chime box, and you can see I have 3 screws, and that'll be important. And I'm going to take a picture of it in case I ever need to use this again. What I'm going to do here, I'm going to disconnect these wires. I'm going to connect them to what's called the fuse wire that came with the unit, and that's it. I have now finished with the Chime, and you can see here there are no wires connected any longer. And what I've done is I've taken each wire, connected it to the fuse wire that came with the Wyze video doorbell, and then I covered it with the wire nuts, and I've now put them in, and I am done with that. All right, my next step is I'm going to go ahead and put the wall plate on. Here's the wires. I may or may not use the extensions. I still have not decided, but I will as soon as I get the bracket on. And you can see I have here a brick, so I'm going to use this wedge like this right here. So let me go ahead and put that on. All right, here we go. The first thing I'm going to do is put in the wedge. So I have to make sure, of course, that the wires go through the center, and the wedge would go right. There's one screw hole I think will work here, and I'm going to cross my fingers. Okay, now I have the wedge on here in the back, and I have the plate here. Here are the 2 wires coming out, and the only question is whether or not I need to put an extension on the 2 wires. I don't think I do. I think this is going to work just fine. And so here you go. You can see the terminals. So I'm going to screw it into the terminals, and we're going to try it then. Okay, we're ready to attach it and start. So I put one extension on here, and then I use the existing red wire there. So I'm going to go ahead now, and I'm just going to put it in here. And we got it, I think. I'm going to take this piece off here, and we're now ready to set it up. So here we have a nice bright white light, which is what turns on as you walk up to the doorbell, and a blue and white flashing ring the doorbell light, which is where you press. So right now what's happening is I'm getting directions from the doorbell on how to connect it to the app, taking the next step. So keep watching here as I show you how I do this. Now I'm going to work on the chime, and so here it is. As you can see how small it is. Compared to the previous one I had, it is significantly smaller, which is nice. It's going to just plug into an electrical outlet, and here it is, and we're set and ready. So now we're going to press on the top the reset button. There's a little blue light on it, and after we press the button there'll be a ding. We now have a flashing blue light. Though you can't see it right now, the app says that the Wyze doorbell is connected to the Wyze chime, so we are now all set. Here I am with my first test at night of the doorbell. You can see the two front porch lights are on here as I approach it, and to the left is the actual doorbell. So here I am coming up to it right now, and you can see the doorbell is blue, and I just walked up a few steps. You see the white light show up. So right now it has already taken my photo and given me a notification. Here I just want to show you that at night the doorbell, I have it set up so it just stays lit and shows you the doorbell light where you press it. Here I'm showing you how on the app I could see the events. So I tapped on events on the Wyze app. Doorbell was the first one. Here I am walking up, so you could see where it began, the 12-second clip, which was really nice where it started. You could also see the 4:3 aspect ratio here, so I could see the table and the mat in front of the door. It looks great. Here I want to show you, I have put it on a setting where when you press the doorbell, it calls your phone. So it uses VoIP, VoIP, in order to do that. So here you see I pressed the doorbell. So we heard the chime on the inside if we were home, but there you go. I'm getting a call from the doorbell. So this is an interesting setting. It's pretty good if you're traveling. Well, now that we have our video doorbell installed, I thought I'd give you a fast look at the app. And again, I'll show you a notification, but I'll do a review on notifications in the near future. So as you can see, here are all of my Wyze products, and my inventory of products has really grown quite a bit, as you could see, over time. The first one on here happens to be the doorbell. So let's take a look at that. So a couple things here as you look at the doorbell. This is a live view right now of it. And you could see down here it says live. And I could look at last night where I did a minor test with it. So let's take a look at that. So here's a test of me at night. Dropping off a package and checking to see how it did. Now these are the 12-second videos of it, as you could see, and so that was at 6:50 last night. Let me see if I have another one here. Here's 6:40, and this was just my test here was I just wanted to see what it was like to simply walk up and walk away. I rang the doorbell, and it was kind of nice. The doorbell popped up and said, "Someone is waiting for you at the front door." So that was interesting. And I'll show you one last one here. This was at dusk. And so you can see here is motion at 5:54. And let's see what that looks like. And there I am checking it. When I show you the outside picture, you'll get a much better view of what the doorbell looks like. So there we go. We got all of those. Now let's take a look at the doorbell settings. So I'll go here. So here are the settings, and I named it just plain doorbell. I did that because the Eufy doorbell I had that name, so it was easier with what I had set up on Echo and several other things. Here's detection settings here. And right now, I don't know what the right setting is. I put it on 68.
which is towards the high side. I'll play with that and we'll get that working the way we want. So far, actually, on just 3 tests, it looked really good. And you can set up a detection zone, and you could see here where it's grayed out right here. I don't want that. I do have the street a bit in it, and we'll see what happens over time. So right now, this is my detection zone. And as you remember with the 4.3 aspect ratio, the really nice thing is you could see this is right in front of our door. And this is half of a table that they sometimes put packages on. So what this provides with this aspect ratio is it provides the opportunity to see the packages here as well as over here. So that is pretty good. We're happy with that ratio. And so now we go back to event recording. And right now I just have it simply set on motion detection all day, of course, because it's, and here, smart detection. I'm not sure what I'm going to do here. If you click over here on any of these, person, etc., it'll take you right to the Cam Plus account. I have a Cam Plus Lite account. But it does not look like Cam Plus Lite is available yet for the doorbell. So I'm going to just hold off on this and see if I can maybe use the trial and kind of get a good idea of what this looks like. But anyway, right now you get a 12-second clip, and the clip remains for 14 days. And to be quite honest with you, that's probably enough. So we'll see. We'll keep checking that too. So you can see you have person detection, vehicle, package, and pet. Notifications really, really important to me. I have notifications on. Uh, Notify when it detects motion. And again, I'll do a video on that. Advanced settings, what do we have here? And under advanced settings, night vision, I did set to auto. I'll show you that at night. You see how it lights up. It lights up really brightly, by the way. There's a white LED light. Right now, I just turned everything on. And again, over time, we'll go ahead and fix that. Accessories, and accessories are pretty simple. There's one. So on accessories, we have one accessory, and that accessory is the Wyze Chime. Currently, we just decided to use the doorbell. Schedule is all day, and the only other thing is there are so many, as you could see, just so many different chimes as you go through them. Dog barking, simple, alarm, etc., etc. It's very loud. We've set it on 1, and you could still tell it's extremely loud. These are just all the rules for my different Wyze products, so there's a lot of rules. Turning on and off, etc. The doorbell, as you already saw, is on full time. But so anyway, that's all rules are. Here you could see, I'll show you one. I have a color bulb, and the way you do it is it's enabled, turn on color, start at sunset, and I have another rule for turn off. And here you can see add action, turn it on. Really simple, very intuitive. Wyze has done a really nice job, I think, with their app, with their software. Sharing, uh, I've shared my door locks with my children, and I may share the doorbell too. I'm not sure yet. Makes it easy when you share products with people without having to give them the entire app. So uh, again, I've shared Wyze locks, so it doesn't say that here. So I just need to probably do the same with my children here. So when you go to device info, when you first set it up, right here, the firmware version had an update that must have been pretty large because it did take a while. You can see the signal strength here is good on my network the day it was activated. So when you go to firmware, everything's good, up to date. Yesterday it said you do have an update, and so we updated it there. So you do get notifications when there's an update, which again is another nice thing from Wyze. Here's a nice look for you at the app and all the information that it provides and how to use it. So pretty good.